Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Shuko Math Practice Lab, Learning Through Practicing. And today's this video, we're going to continue the limits unit. And now we are progressing to the practice set number 7 here. So in this practice set, I'm going to show you a very special technique also. So how to find the limit by multiplying conjugates. And this type of problem typically involve with the square roots, and then by using the conjugate, we can remove the square roots. So here are the 4 problems we're going to practice today. As you can see, every one of them have square roots somehow here. So we are going to, practice that. Okay, as always, right now probably will be a good time to pause your video and try to solve those 4 problems by yourself first, and to see, where you might have trouble. And then when you finish, and resume the video and come back and we can check the answers. Okay, so now I'm going to the whiteboard and I will talk to you later in the whiteboard. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm back in the whiteboard and I'm ready to go over this practice set with you guys. And now, for here, I'm going to do a brief review. What are the key formulas we're going to use for these sections here? So the skill or technique by multiplying conjugate is really, we are using one of the factoring formulas. So we use basically, this is the a squared minus b squared is equal to a minus b times a plus b. As I mentioned, like these 4 problems, they are all associated with square roots. So by applying this, the a squared minus b squared, so the square, you get rid of the square roots, right? So then make the manipulation of the number is a lot easier. So let's say it is pretty simple. Okay, so it's a pretty simple algebra formula we use here. Okay, so now let's take a look at the first problem here, problem A. Okay, so the problem A, this is limit mu approach to 2, and this is like a mu minus 2, and this is a 4 mu plus 1 minus 3. As always, if you watch my previous video, what do we need to do first? Let's plug in the number to check. So when mu equal to 2, so bottom is 2 minus 2 is 0s, right? And when mu equal to 2, this will be 2 times 4 is 8, so it's 9 minus 3. So square root of the 9 is 3, so this one is 0 over 0. So this is the one is indeterminate. So I say, okay, so this is indeterminate. How do I find the limit? When I talk about the conjugates here, remember I want to use a squared minus b squared, this formula, right? So this is mu minus 2. So this is 4 mu plus 1 minus 3. So this is kind of like an a minus b. So what I want to do is here, I will multiply, it's a conjugate. So this is 4 mu plus 1 plus 3, right? Okay, so be very careful here, right? Because here is a minus. So that's why I times a plus here. So like I said, I want to use it, so you treat this is a minus b, this is a plus b here, right? Okay, so that's what I mean, the conjugate. You times or you multiply the opposite sign. So if this is minus, you plus, you times plus. And I cannot just multiply something, so I need to do the same things for the denominator. So basically, so what is this one here? I just multiply a 1s, right? So it's a 4 mu plus 3. square roots of 4 mu plus 1 plus 3 over 4 mu plus 1 square roots plus 3. So it's really 1, so I did not change anything. But now in here, okay, so now this one's here, I will say this limit mu u is equal to 2. So the bottom I have is u minus 2. And this is 4u plus 1 plus 3. Okay, now take a look at the top, right? So that's why I said the main goal is to try to reach the formula a squared minus b squared. So I have a squared minus b squared. And the a is the square roots of the 4u plus 1. So the a squared will be what? 4u plus 1 minus b squared. B is 3, so b squared is 9, right? Okay, so now I have a limit u is equal to 2. Then this one's here will be 4u minus 8. So this is u minus 2. And then this is 4u plus 1 plus 3. Now here, take a look here. Something good happens here. So I can factor the 4 out. So this would be u minus 2, right? So this is u minus 2. Then here, this is 4u plus 1 plus 3. Ha, did you see something? Oh yes, this trouble term got canceled. So now you plug in u is equal to 2, right? So now you plug in u is equal to 2 here, right? So then let's see what happens. So in here, this will be equal to 4. So 9 square roots of the 9 plus 3, so it's 6, right? So this is 2/3. So the limits for here, this is 2/3 here. You see that? Okay, so let's what the first problem here. So now let's take a look at the second problem. That's problem B here. As you can see, after you practice a couple, then you will, I think you will feel pretty comfortable. That's always is the, the follow the same procedures, right? So this is limit h approach to 0. And here, this is h. Then this is what? 9 plus h minus 3. So as always, what you need to do, you plug the 0. So when h approaches to 0, so here's 0. So what is 9 plus 0? So it's 9 minus 3. So you will get a 0 over 0. So you say, oh, okay, so this is 0 over 0. So I need to manipulate this, and so I can find the limit if possible. So this is a problem. This is 9 plus h minus 3, right? So as we see here, this is a minus. So when you times the conjugate, what do you need to times? You need to times what? Plus, right? So, okay, so this is minus 3 times plus. So this is 9 plus h plus 3, right? That's what we mean the conjugates mean. So it's the opposite sign, all right? And now in here, so this is the h approach to 0, and the bottom will have h. And here this is 9 plus h plus 3. Then here, this is again, right? So like we said, this is a minus b, this is a plus b, right? Then I use this algebra formula, I will get what? A square. So what is a square? Is a minus h, right? Because square root square is a plus 9 minus h minus b squared, so it's a minus 9. Oh, something very good happens. So 9 and 9 is canceled. So I only have h on the top. Then I can cancel the h's here, right? Oh, I better not do like put the 2-step in one, just in case some people then later get confused. Okay, so let's just cancel 1 step at a time. So you will not get confused here why I can cancel like that way. So this is 9 plus h plus 3. Now I see the h and h cancel, and then I will have this is the limit h approach to 0, 1 over 9 plus h plus 3. Now you plug in the h equal to what? Equal to zeros, right? So what you have here, this is you have 1/6. Okay, now let's do the next ones here, the problem C here. Okay, so the problem C, okay. So this is the problem, the limit t approach to 0, and this is t, and here this is the 1 plus t minus 1 minus t. Okay, as always, plug in the numbers, see what you have. T approach to 0, so this is 0. Then here, this is 1 plus 0 minus 1 minus 0. So it's 1 minus 1, so it's 0/0. So you know this is indeterminate. Then you need to find some way to, to figure out the limit. So here you see a square root. So the possible, what you need to do is try to multiply the conjugates, right? Okay, so here I have 2 square roots here. This is 1 minus t, but it's still the same, the conjugate, because this is a minus, right? So now you should be very familiar. So what is my conjugates here? R will be what? Will be plus, right? So this will be 1 plus t plus 1 minus t. As we say, you cannot just multiply something on the numerator, so you need to do the same thing. So basically, you multiply by 1 here, right? So be careful here, this is a plus, right? So that's what is the conjugate, it's the opposite sign. So the same ways here, this is like a minus b, a plus b, right? So this is a plus b here. Okay, now let's take a look. How do we simplify it? This is a limit t approach to 0. So the buttons here I have, this is t just times 1 plus t plus 1 minus t square roots. So top is a squared. So a is the square root of 1 plus t. So a squared is 1 plus t minus b squared. B is 1 minus t. So the b squared is b is 1 minus t square root. So b squared is 1 minus t. Okay, so now we simplify a little bit. So this is limit t approach to 0. This is t. This is 1 plus t plus 1 minus t, correct? And then here, let's try to simplify a little bit here. So this is 1 plus t minus 1 plus t, right? Be careful about the distributive rules. Don't take care of both. So the top is what? Top is 2 t's, right? Oh, wow, that's pretty good. I'll be able to cancel my trouble terms here. So now this will be limit t approach to 0. Then this is 2. Then this is 1 plus t plus 1 minus t. Now plus t, plug the t to 0, see what happens here, right? So this will be what? So this will be 2. This is 1 plus 1. So this is 1, right? So it's 2/2. So the final answer is 1 for this limit. It's pretty straightforward. Okay, let's take a look at the part D. As you see, all those problems are kind of very similar, follow the same methods here, right? So part D, so this one is a limit. Okay, t approach to 0. And this is 1 over t, 1 plus t, that's right? And the minus 1 over t, right? So the first things here, if you plug the 0 in here, it will be 1 over 0, kind of minus 1 over 0. So I don't know what is this ones, right? So the first things here, let's try to do is try to combine it, find a common denominator. So the common denominator will just be t, the 1 plus times 1 plus t to square roots, right? So this is t square roots of the 1 plus t. So here's 1. So what is top here? Because the original was t, the common denominator is the square root of 1 plus t. So this is 1 plus t here, right? So now in here, I do have a common denominator, so I can combine it. So this is 1 minus 1 plus t. Okay, so now let's substitute again. So when t is equal to 0, this is 0, and this is 1 minus square root of 1, so it's 0 over 0 again. So now let's try to see we can use the conjugate to help us to solve this problem here. So this is 1 minus 1 plus t, right? So this is t, 1 plus t. So since this is a minus, what I need to do, I need to times plus, right? Okay, so this is 1 plus. Remember the opposite signs, right? So square root of 1 plus t, 1 plus square root of 1 plus t. So be careful, right? So this is the opposite signs here. Okay, so now the same old, same old. So this is the limit t approach to 0. The bottom is kind of big, but it's fine. So this is 1 plus t, then times 1 plus t. Square root, right? Okay, so now the top here, this is a minus b, a plus b again. So what is the top here? Will be a square. So 1 to the square minus the square root of 1 plus t. So it's what? It's 1 plus t, right? Okay, so now let's simplify it a little bit. So this is t approach to 0. So this is t, 1 plus t. And this is 1 plus the square root of the 1 plus t. Okay, so this is 1 minus t, right? Okay, so good. Now I know 1 and 1 can cancel. So now I can come to here. Oh. Okay, so I can come to here. So this is the limit t approach to 0. Now I have a negative t in here. Then I have a t, 1 plus t. Then this is 1 plus the square root of 1 plus t. Ha, I got a good. And I can be able to cancel these trouble terms. So I'm going to have limit t approach to 0. I have a negative 1. Then this is 1 plus t. So this is 1 plus t, right? So now you put the t equal to 0 here. This is 0, this is 0. So what is here? So this is a negative 1. So this is 1 times 2. So it's a negative 1/2. All right. And so that's it. So when you try to find the limit for this type of the functions here, remember, if you have the 0 over zeros, right, you're not, it's indeterminate, so you don't know what is the value. So the one method, if you do see a square roots, right, so this technique really will help you a lot, because I used the algebra formula a squared minus b squared concept. Then if you have a square roots, the a squared will get rid of the square roots here, right? I hope this 4 is very beneficial to you. So when you try to deal with this type of the problem, multiply the conjugates. So it's always a pretty good technique to try here. Okay, so if you think this is very helpful and you like the video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have questions or somewhere is not clear, then make sure, leave me a comments, and I will try to respond to your comments and as much as I can. And so it's so nice to talk to you in this video. So remember, what is the keywords I always say? Practicing, 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 which will make you getting better in math. All right, so, and looking forward to talk to you on our last videos for this unit. So we're going to talk about how to, the precise definitions about the limits. All right, so now, I guess, have a good day, and I talk to you in our next videos here. Bye.